class, I'm Lindsey, and as a few of you would know, I'm here to go into the animation industry, to work for Disney Animations. Though before I get to there, I'm learning more about my industry than I haven't learned yet. And that's what this class has taught me, more about my industry. And here's a few things I've learned from my industry over the past few weeks. The thing I've learned is that that 2D animation is soon to pretty much be extinct, like in movies and eventually TV as well. Because as you can see through the recent TV shows like Kung Fu Panda, Legend of Awesome, Star Wars The Clone Wars, and the most recent popular show, Miraculous Ladybug. Those shows have all been computer animation, and they're taking over the TV industry pretty fast. And soon others are eventually going to follow in its footsteps. And looking into movies as well, movies have already thrown away the classic idea of 2D animation, especially with Disney Animations, which was originally 2D animation. Now, aside from that, I've also learned about other things in my animation industry. Like, there's more than just like the big studios like Pixar, DreamWorks, or Disney. I found out there are like 100 small studios that are actually pretty important. For example, I've learned of the animation studios, Applehead Factory, and like Rengane Animation, and those studios are actually very popular. In fact, they continue doing great animation shorts or stuff for Disney and Cartoon Network and so much more. And thus I can see how like they're unknown but still do amazing works of art. I've also learned to connect with those who are in my industry. For example, I have recently got connected to Brooke Kensington, who works at Disney at the moment. And I'm really excited that she agreed to connect with me, and I'm looking forward to continuing to talk to her and continuing onward with furthering my connection with her and possibly reaching out to other people who work at Disney or Pixar or anyone else who is big in the animation industry. I've also learned that if you want to work at Disney Animation Studios, you have to have pretty much a knowledge of how to use Maya, the computer animation software which Disney uses to create all their movies. And like, I'm very excited to like eventually like be able to get that and use that to help me further my work. I've also were recently inspired by a few stories that I've read about lately. Like when Pixar was creating their movie Finding Dory, I've learned that they had to use some 2D attributes to help move Hank, the octopus in the film. And so I was wondering how I could use that as well when making a character that's a little difficult to create. Because like Hank in Pixar's film, he is an octopus, so his limbs are just so bleh, like that. And so that inspired me to eventually make full-length feature films, maybe more like Paperman, or show like there are 2D attributes embedded in the film. I am excited to continue going forth in my academics in full sail and using the skills I've learned and continuing connecting with people throughout the animation industry. I mean, I can use 2D animation to help me further my 3D animation as well. Like, aside from just using them as animatics or storyboarding, I can actually put 2D animation in my 3D animated worlds. For example, I could create a whole world out of 3D animation and then create 2D characters in that world, or so much more. But aside from that, I'm excited to continue going forward. But if I have to give you guys advice about this class, I suggest looking over the rubric thoroughly, because you might have missed something. I know I have a few times, and I have to relook at the rubric again and again, but after relooking it, I am very certain that I've gotten everything. So I am looking forward to continuing doing more for my career path. Anyway, have a nice day, guys.